Good morning. We're going to do this press conference now in reference to the incident last night. I'm sure you're all aware of. We were investigating a double homicide right now that occurred last night around 8 o'clock at 500 Jimmy Ann Drive, the Jade Apartments. So it's an active investigation at this point in time. We have two victims, males, that deceased as a result of gunshots. We have a person of interest that is right now is not a threat to anybody. We know where he's at, and we're still working with the State Attorney's Office to work on some charges. And it's still, like I said, an active investigation. Give us some time to do what we need to do. I feel quite confident that justice will be served for our victims. And I'll open up the floor right now to any questions.
Are they a person of interest?
We're not going to release that at this point in time. It's an active investigation. I can assure you this: we know where he's at. He's not going to be a threat to anybody. He won't be an issue to anybody. So hopefully here within the next 24 hours, we'll be able to release that once we finish up our part of the investigation. We're still working on a couple of things. These things are complex, and we want to make sure we make a solid case and we cover every bit of the part of the investigation and make sure we process all the evidence so that when it comes time to go to trial, if it does, we have a super, airtight case and there's no wiggle room for anybody trying to wiggle out of this. I feel very comfortable that we are going to get justice for the families and these victims. This is a tragedy, and my main focus now is on those victims and the victims' families also.
At this point, can you say anything about the relationship between the person of interest and the two victims? What exactly was their relationship?
Yeah, we're hearing that they used to be roommates.
There were some kind of, there were friends there, quasi roommates if you want to call it that.
So were they roommates or friends?
Well, it depends how you classify a roommate. If I invite people to stay at my house for a couple nights and they come and go, that's not really a roommate. So I wouldn't say it was more of a roommate. It was more like a friend, some type of friendship there. They knew each other, some kind of acquaintance. I know that at this point in time. Robert, you had a question?
I'm assuming since Judge Grimes and Chief Elder are here, there's some kind of BCU connection?
Well, yes. One of the victims, we believe, is at one time was a Bethune-Cookman student. And once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. And the school's been great as far as looking out for, their students. And I can tell you also that there were several students last night that were out there, Bethune-Cookman University students. So there is a connection to the school from that aspect. Is they have a concern. I'm going to turn it over to the judge so he can talk about that part of it, about the students.
And as Chief Priest said,
Give us your name, please, sir.
Hubert Grimes. I serve as the interim president of Bethune-Cookman. I'm also a retired circuit judge here in Volusia County. We were concerned about our students and about those who may have been impacted by this entire situation, certainly the victims. And of course, we're deferring to the police department as far as the investigation is concerned, as far as any type of release of any further information. However, we're here to support these victims because we know and believe that once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. In terms of whether or not they are currently active as students, that information I don't have right at the moment. But again, we're here because, again, a lot of the students that know each other, we become family when we come to Bethune-Cookman in many ways. And so, as a result of that, we're there to also provide counseling services for any of the students that might have been affected by this, whether they are related to them, whether they are friends of, whether they were people that knew each other from, their hometowns, these kinds of things. So we're providing counseling services, and that's being set up now by our crisis management team. This is coming up to our last week of school, so we want to make sure that anyone that might in any way be emotionally attached to this situation gets the support and help that they need. That's what we're here for.
Okay, I'm going to release the names of the victims from this tragedy last night. The first victim's name is Trey Ingram. He's a black male, date of birth 3/1999. T-R-E-A-Y is his first name. Ingram, I-N-G-R-A-H-A-M. The second victim is Jordan Payden, J-O-R-D-A-N. Last name Payden, P-A-D-E-N. Black male, date of birth 7/12/99. Please keep them in your thoughts and prayers and their families in your thoughts and prayers as we move forward and with this investigation. Thank you.